We'll quickly see some of the phrases or the passage we did last time and then continue further. 106.16. They are for an hour untouched by the earth's siege. They see some common life and care and set, inclining to the high and rhythmic voice. Now here, in this sentence, they ceased from common life. They ceased. They, of course, stands for the queen and the king. Narad is singing for an hour, and the worries of ruling the kingdom, the worries of this world, all those things were kept aside, so to say, by the power of this song. Earth's siege, they were free of the earthly duties, the kingly duties, the daily cares, life, common life and care. That is our lot. That is what even a person like King Ashwapati has to experience, the common lot. And then, of course, while in his measured chant again is a very powerful phrase. Measured, of course, also means with proper beat, with proper musical notes and things like that. But it, in fact, conveys here the sense of caution with which Narad is singing. Both are indicated there. The sense of caution. He is bringing the word of faith, and while he is singing, he is keeping sort of the control over the entire development, measured chant. It is a deliberate delivery of the message in a certain manner. He has kind of planned the whole thing, how to proceed and how to deliver the message. So, it is a calculated way of conveying of what is going to happen. In that sense also it is measured chant, you see. Spoke of the toils of men and what the gods strive on earth. Now, of course, that we have already seen what the gods strive on earth. They have been constantly guiding the fate of man. Although man is not open, man is not aware, still they are active, they are leading him on the upward path. And the joy that throws behind the marvel and the mystery of pain. This is what we were talking last time. Marvel and mystery of pain. This is really something very divine. This pain is something really divine in that sense, you see. And of course, he is not going to tell you straight away about marvel and mystery of death. See, that is also equally marvelous and equally mysterious. He sang to them of the lotus heart of love, with all its thousand luminous buds of truth. Lotus heart of love with luminous buds of truth. So, that is what is going to happen. Lotus heart, the divine ananda of prema, joy, happiness. It is that he singing. Thousand luminous buds. It is the multiplicity with which that love will grow here. He is already indicating the possibility of new manifestation by saying thousand luminous buds. The new manifestation which is about to arrive, that is what he is already indicating in that sense. It trembles at each touch. It tries to wake, and one day it shall hear a blissful voice, and in the garden of the spouse shall bloom when she is seized by her discovered Lord. Now, there are two or three things here. garden of the spouse, her discovered Lord. Well, her discovered Lord could imply Savitri discovering love, Savitri meeting Satyavan. But that has already happened. It has already happened. Actually, it is in that context Narad is coming. It has already happened. When she sees by her discovered Lord, when she is seized, well, actually it has already happened. There is no question of when she is seized. You see, she has already been seized by her discovered Lord. But when she is seized, would indicate what we are going to have in the 11th book, the book of everlasting tale. Then she will be really seized by her Lord. Savitri will be really seized by her Lord. And it is there that Supreme Himself is going to give Savitri the wonderful boon of the divine life upon earth. That is the moment which is going to come when she is seized, when Savitri has surrendered herself to her, surrendered at the same time asserted herself. You want me to come and stay in heaven? I am sorry, I am not interested in that. No. I want whatever I want for the sake of the earth, for the soul of the earth. So she has surrendered to the Lord, and yet she is insistent upon her own demand. That must be fulfilled. That is the beauty of the whole thing, of that surrender, you see. And the Lord is happy that Savitri has made that choice. That whatever she wants is not for herself, but for the soul of the earth. And it is then the Lord has seized her. Oh, beautiful slave of God. That is what we have got. Oh, beautiful slave of God. She has become the slave of God, you see. When she sees by her discovered Lord. And one day it shall hear. You see, this is obviously, one day it shall hear, it shall hear. It is not referring to Satyavan and Savitri's meeting. It has already happened, you see. You see. She is going to hear later on, when death is conquered, death is transformed, when the true being behind the death reveals himself to Savitri. It is that one day, on that day it happens. She sees by her discovered Lord. Now, garden of the spouse. Well, in a very simple poetic manner, Savitri was moving from place to place. She has entered into the beautiful forest, Shalva forest, a lovely place. We have a wonderful description of that thing right in the beginning of the book of love, the destined meeting place, and the birds, the flowers, the trees, all that things are described. That is the garden place. That is the earthly heaven itself already. So she has already discovered that. So that is not the garden of the spouse. Spouse, of course, here could stand for Savitri, it could stand for Satyavan also. Yeah. So that has already happened. Garden of the spouse shall bloom. This spouse here, garden of the spouse, I think it is a very definite echo of what we have in the Bible. In King James Bible, we have a very beautiful phrase, and it says, blooming of lotus heart in the garden of spouse. About that, the King James Bible says, a garden enclosed is my sister and is my bride. He says, is my sister and my bride. A garden enclosed is my sister, my bride. A rock garden, the garden of the spouse is a rock garden. A spring sealed up. A spring sealed up. A rock garden locked. A spring sealed up. That is the garden of spouse. The garden is sealed. It is locked. It is enclosed. And it is in that garden shall bloom what is going to happen tomorrow. And the garden of the spouse shall bloom when she sees by her discovered Lord. Now, here, according to the biblical connotation, if you go by the garden of the spouse as described here, garden spouse is the bride of Christ. That is, church is the bride of Christ. Church is the bride of Christ. And when the Lord seizes her, then there is a real full flowering of proper life. So that is, I think, the connotation of the garden of the spouse. Although poetically you did not connect to the biblical, it runs very smoothly, very easily in the entire description. But there is a definite, deliberate echo to the biblical idea of the Lord seizing His bride, the church, the high divinity, basically, that it must come and really flourish, grow. It is otherwise, garden of the spouse becomes a little romantic, a little poetic only. But there is a definite occult connection with that, and the poet is very sensitive in these matters. He has deliberately introduced that sort of an element here. A garden enclosed. Normally, garden of the spouse is a closed surface, closed garden. In fact, all the gardens are normally closed. They are not open in all the directions. And there is my sister, my bride. He says, well, church is my sister, my bride also. It is she who will go. A rock garden locked, a spring sealed up. That is what. So it is a sealed spring up. Now it is that which will bloom. They shall hear a blissful voice, and the garden of spouse shall bloom when she sees by her discovered Lord. Now I have told you just now, her discovered Lord has a definite connection with the 11th book. It is, in the immediate context, you could link it up with Satyavan. Of course, it is there. But the poet is also telling you something different. When he says, it shall hear, it is not a question of it shall hear. She has already heard, they have already met. So that question doesn't arise, you see. When she sees by her discovered Lord, a mighty shuddering coil of ecstasy crept through the deep heart of the universe. Naturally, now, when it is in the garden of the spouse, it is the entire universe which is going to be shaken up. Obviously, it is the workplace, the world of the Lord Himself, His bride, who is going to flower up here, you see. And naturally, the heart of the universe shall wake up that out of her matter stupor, her mind's dream, she woke, she looked upon God's veiled surface. And of course, we have seen last time, even as a sign and rapture stole to earth time, and earth and cut the heavens, yea, with a call of hosts, as of a swift heart hastening, Savitri, her radiant ray glimmered across the floor. Now, the poet is moving very fast. The story is also moving very fast, very rapidly, you see. If you see the entire sequence, the epic movement is very swift. It doesn't stay too long on a particular theme, on an aspect. It moves very rapidly, you see. Glimmered across the floor. So Savitri is coming, that is what we saw last time. A happy wonder in her fathomless skill. Now that is understandable. She has discovered her love and she is in a different world altogether, floating in the ninth or 11th cloud, we don't know, whatever it is, you see. Change with the halo of her love, halo of a change by the halo of her love. That is the miracle which is wrought by love. That is the power of love. That is the alchemy, changed. She is transformed. She is a different person now altogether. That is the alchemy which has worked itself out because of the discovery of love. Savitri is no more that old Savitri now. A great transformation has already taken place in her. Now, obviously, change where hello. What kind of change has taken place in Savitri? Certainly, on the human level, it is the discovery of love. There is a certain vital element in that. It is definitely there. But more than that, halo of love. It is the lyrical, the beautiful, the sweet, the glamour. It is that which has really brought about a change. In other words, Savitri's psychic being has awakened to a new element because of the power of love. To such an extent that even her physical aspect has undergone a change, a transmutation. The psychic has come out so much forward, that even her outward actions, movements, physical, everything is suffused with that psychic element of Savitri. And that is the change which is halo. That is the halo now which is spreading around here. Her eyes rich with a shining mist of joy, that is sheer poetry, as one who comes from a heavenly embassy, discharging the proud mission of her heart. Discharging the proud mission of her heart. Was Savitri going from place to place purely in the quest of love? Or was Savitri going from place to place because she was missioned to do by somebody? Savitri go and find out, is it because of that she feels that her mission is accomplished, or is something within her which has taken her around to different parts of the country and then later on found discharged the problem. Who has given the mission to her? Is Savitri's love, discovery of love, a part of the mission? Savitri, go and find out your love. That will be a little artificial, you see. Don't you think so? But here we have to recollect that Ashwapati was in deep trance, and then he hears a voice. Ashwapati, in deep meditation, hears the voice, and he sees Savitri approaching him, young Savitri. That Ashwapati sees that there is a problem in this world, and the problem has got to be solved. And when he sees Savitri approaching him, then he immediately recognizes that, yes, the solution that problem is here. The solution for that problem is here, Savitri. And then we have this beautiful passage which we have done earlier also, 98.57. As when the mantra sings in yoga's ear, its message enters stirring the blind brain and keeps in the dim, ignorant cells the sound. The hearer understands a form of words, and musing on the index thought it holds, he strives to read it with laboring mind, but finds brightened not the embodied truth. Then, falling silent in himself to know, he meets the deeper listening of his soul, The word repeats itself in rhythmic strain. Thought, vision, feeling, sense, the body's self are seen unalterably, and he endures an ecstasy and an immortal change. He feels a wideness and becomes a power. All knowledge rushes on him like a sea. Transmuted by the white spiritual ray, he walks in naked heavens of joy and calm, sees the God face and hears transcendent speech. And equal greatness in her life was born. Already that great change has taken place in the life of Savitri. When the mantra, when what her father has told her, her father had told her 98.54, ascend from nature to divinity's heights. From nature to divinity's heights. Face the high gods, crowned with felicity. Then meet a greater God, thyself beyond time. And then, with that power which was there in the words of Ashwapati, the yogi, that power has entered into the soul of Savitri, and a sudden change has taken place in her. And equal greatness in her life was born. And then, of course, from that moment onward, she sets herself on the quest to find her future husband. That is the beginning of the quest from that point onward. So, here, discharging the proud mission, that was the mission given to her. Find out, rise above the nature, find out God, greater self that you are. That was the mission given to Savitri. And Savitri had fulfilled that mission because a change had taken place in her already. Discharge. So that is the mission which was given to her, and she has fulfilled. Naturally, after that thing, she is back home now to the palace, and she is there now to report to her father, yes, I performed the task you had assigned to me, discharging the proud mission of her heart, one carrying the sanction of the gods. Yes, that is him, carrying the sanction of the gods. To her love and its luminous eternity, she stood before her mighty father's throne, and eager for beauty on discovered earth, transformed and new in her heart's miracle light, saw like a rose of marble, worshipping the fiery sweetness, the Son of Heaven. So Savitri is first approaching her father directly, but why she also sees there in the assembly hall Narad, sweetness of the Son of Heaven, fiery sweetness of the Son of Heaven. That is what she is seeing already there. See? So there is something very great, something majestic, something deeply spiritual, luminous in him, and it is that first meeting of Savitri and Narad. Savitri is looking at Narad, and she sees the fiery sweetness in him, and at the same time she is looking at him with reverence, with worshipping heart. There is something great about him.